What's up, boxing fans? Gilberto Torres Jr. with Torres Boxing, and I want to talk about Jose Ramirez's big win over Maurice Hooker this past Saturday on DAZN in a big junior welterweight title unification bout. It was a lot of intense action between these two elite level fighters, and I was very pleased to watch this fight. This pitted two fighters in their primes, world champions, really going at it for bragging rights, and it was a great fight. There were undefeated champions coming into this bout, and this was for two world titles, so a lot was at stake for both fighters. The backdrop to this was that Maurice Hooker was fighting in his home state of Texas, so he was the hometown guy for this fight. But Jose Ramirez came into this not really letting that get to him. He was focused. He knew that, like Sergio Moro said, that coming into this fight, both of them were going to be at home in the center of that ring, and that's exactly what happened. If you guys want to go ahead and see the replay, I left the link in the description box. Go ahead. I highly encourage it. These are the type of fights that us boxing fans want to see. We want to see the best versus the best, and this fight did just that. Two undefeated world champions going at it in a unification bout. It doesn't get any better than this, and so I highly encourage you to go ahead and watch that. Again, it's in the description box. Watch it on DAZN. They have great content as well. But without further ado, I just want to give my 2 cents on this fight. Coming into this fight, I didn't really know who to choose. Both guys had some great victories under their belt. This was really a 50-50 fight for me. You know, this was really hard to choose for me who was going to win, and that seemed to be the story leading up to this fight. No one really knew who the favorite was. There wasn't a clear-cut favorite coming into this fight. Both of these guys have attributes that make them favorites. Both of these guys can fight. Both of these guys are undefeated. Both of these guys were highly motivated coming into this bout, and so it really made it hard for anyone to choose a favorite in this bout. Maurice Hooker has the advantage in height and reach. Jose Ramirez has good inside fighting skills, and that's what we saw in this bout. The opening bell, really, the first round wasn't really your typical feeling out round, although there was a little bit of feeling out. But at the same time, these guys started to go to war almost immediately, landing solid punches throughout the fight. Each one exchanged, each one gave a good account of themselves. And it was evident that at distance, Maurice Hooker had a lot more success. When he was able to use his height and reach advantage over Jose Ramirez, he was always able to get some success in there. He was always able to jab Ramirez, able to land hooks on him. And that's where Maurice Hooker had the most success. But when he allowed Ramirez to get on the inside, and when Hooker actually went on the inside as well, that's when he experienced problems for himself, because Ramirez has proven to be a great inside fighter, and that's where he really prevails. And I like the way Ramirez fights on the inside, because he's not clinching. Yes, he's using his arms to kind of get inside and just smother Hooker. But he's landing some solid combinations in there. He's throwing hooks, and some of the body work that Ramirez threw on Hooker was really impressive. It was great body work by Jose Ramirez, and that was really what set him up. Him having Hooker on the inside was what eventually allowed him to pick up the victory. So, great action between both of these fighters. In the end, both fighters were fighting in the inside. It was round 6. I do want to mention that in the first round or two, Ramirez scored, well, the referee counted it as a knockdown, but in reality it wasn't a knockdown, and Ramirez actually admitted that in the post-fight interview that, hey, that wasn't a knockdown. He understood that he stepped on his foot, and that's what caused Maurice Hooker to slip. But unfortunately, and I'm not going to fault the referee, because he's in there and he's not going to be able to see every detail that we see here on TV or in person. So I can't really fault him for that, but that was a little bit of a stain while the fight was going up. It made you wonder, oh man, if this goes the distance, if this actually, goes to the scorecards, depending on how this fight is going to unravel, if it's going to be a very close competitive fight, is that round gonna cost Maurice Hooker the fight? But Eventually, in the 6th round, all that wondering went out the window. We didn't have to really speculate as to whether or not that was going to cost them the fight, because while they were fighting in the inside, there was a split second in there where Maurice Hooker just put his right arm down, and it allowed Ramirez to go ahead and connect with a big left hand. And that big left hand sent Maurice Hooker reeling towards the ropes. And from then on, it was like Ramirez smelled blood, and he went for the kill. He went straight at Hooker, started landing some solid punches, combinations on Hooker against the ropes, snapping Hooker's head back. And the referee immediately jumped into the action, called off the fight. 6-round TKO in favor of Jose Carlos Ramirez, the new unified WBC WBO light welterweight champion of the world. So great fight while it lasted. I liked it because I like seeing fighters in their prime who are considered the best in their division going at it. You just feel that there's a lot at stake, and that's the vibe, that's the mood that I got from this fight. You felt that both of these guys are in their prime. They're both hungry. They both wanted to win. Ramirez didn't care that he was in Hooker's backyard. Hooker wanted to win. He had a lot of pressure on him as well. So much at stake here. And at the end, us fans were the ones that won. The fighters themselves won a lot. Even Hooker in defeat, I think he showed tremendous respect towards Ramirez. I know he'll be back. But what an exciting fight between these two fighters. And I'm very happy as well that ESPN and DAZN seem to have a working relationship right now. Of course, DAZN is not going to like that their fighter lost. But I think that's good. That's good, healthy competition within boxing. And at the end of the day, both of them, if they can keep working together, everybody's going to come out winning, in my opinion. And so I like this working relationship between DAZN and ESPN, that they and Top Rank Matchroom Boxing, that they're able to come together, put on a good show, and give us fans a good show. I hope that PBC jumps on that as well. I hope that PBC can work more with Top Rank, ESPN, DAZN, Matchroom Boxing, Golden Boy. I hope that all these networks can come together, all these promotions can come together and give us some of the best fights in boxing to be made, like this one was, because this was really entertaining for us fans. And these are the type of fights that us fans want to see. We want to see the best fighting the best, and that's exactly what this was. So I was very pleased with this fight. Again, Jose Ramirez in very humble in victory. He raised Hooker's arm. Both of these men, it's very hard to hate on them. It's very hard to not like them. And them personally, they never really showed any sort of animosity towards each other, and I like that, and I can see why, because these two guys are two family men. Hooker has 8 kids. I think he had a rough background. He has had a lot of arrest warrants or went to jail several times. He came from a rough upbringing. And has a lot on his plate as well with his kids and all that. So you want to see him succeed. You want to see him be able to provide something better for his family. Ramirez, on the other hand, as well, has a child. I think it's just 1 or 2. I'm not really sure. But I know he's a family man as well. And so these men had a mutual respect towards each other because they understood what they're fighting for. They're fighting to provide a better living, a better lifestyle for their families and their children. So that's something very commendable, something very admirable. And I think that's where they agreed. They had that mutual respect towards each other, knowing that inside of that ring, they were going to be competing against each other. They were going to try to beat each other. But at the end of the day, they knew in the back of their minds that they had families that they wanted to go back home to and wanted to provide them with something better. So that's the respect that we saw from both sides. I really enjoyed that. I always love when fighters embrace after a fight. I love when they embrace, especially after maybe a knockout where one guy goes down or he gets TKO'd, or even in a general points loss. When fighters are able to not brag in front of the other, they're not boasting in front of the other, but they embrace each other and they respect each other as fighters, that they just put their lives on the line. both of them going at it, you know, and then be able to show that respect. That's very nice. I think that's what makes boxing special too. At the end of the day, it's sport, it's competition. It's two fighters risking their lives for glory, for prize money. To be able to provide their loved ones and themselves a better life, and you know, that's just great. So I really enjoyed the fight. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on that, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Again, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and visit the link in the description box. Sign up for the Zone. Great boxing content. You can be just a monthly subscriber and get a lot of boxing content for that one month. Classic fights. If you're a baseball fan, they got baseball. If you're an MMA fan, they have MMA. Classic fights, future events, all in 1 month. Or you can sign up for their yearly plan, which is still a bang for your buck if you're a true boxing fan. So with that, let me know, guys, what you thought about the fight. Go ahead and comment below on this comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon if you're enjoying the content here on Torres Boxing. And until next time, guys, God bless and have a great rest of your day.